The news of the day, it's there. Rob G, you want to jump in? Bill Belichick is going to be announced tomorrow, I guess, as the new head coach of North Carolina football, not basketball. I'm just football. Rob G, we got a little details?
Yeah, Rob G's walking back there. Yeah.
Okay.
But this is something it's been a few days now, and went from is he just throwing his name out there to, is he just doing it?
I didn't think it was serious at all.
Yeah, now here
shocked.
we are. They've agreed, he's agreed, and it's actually happening.
Yeah, and all signs point to that 400-page Bible that we were having fun with yesterday.
Yes.
All signs point to, we haven't heard anything different. All of those terms are being met, including the coaching staff, which you guys talked about on Friday.
Go poach my boy. Go take my boy real
The pencil
quick.
Matt Patricia is going to be there.
Man.
His son, Steve Belichick, will be leaving the University of Washington to become the assistant coach at UNC and the head coach in waiting, which would make sense because it's been reported this deal is only a 3-year contract for Bill Belichick. And I don't know about you, but I don't know how many guys can turn around an entire football program in 3 seasons by themselves.
Not many, especially when you're not a football school. I thought the Bible was going to be a doorstop for the school president, but apparently not.
No.
So Bill Belichick is making this move, and Kelvin, here we go.
Okay.
To me, this is a clear sign of Bill Belichick picking nepotism over a chance at NFL history. It's pretty simple to me. He ain't going to some college football powerhouse. He ain't getting paid a gazillion dollars. $10 million a year is nice, but it ain't a gazillion dollars where you couldn't pass up the money. And when I look at this, because we know the caveat buried, not in the language, of course, of the contract, but that his son, Steve, will be the head coach in waiting after Bill steps aside. This is about nepotism. And I've said this, I didn't like it when LeBron did it. I've never liked it. I don't care who's at the end of it. Mm-hmm. It's a bad plague, especially the NFL. Kelvin, so many issues and so many stories have been written about nepotism in the NFL, and the reason that it's always been hard for minorities and black coaches to get in. Because here's a couple numbers, and this comes back from a 2002 article in USA Today. Mm-hmm. Of the 717 on-field coaches this season, at least 13% have a father, son, or brother who is a current or former NFL coach. Of the 93 coaches with connections, 76, which is 82%, are white and make up nearly 1/5 of the league's white coaching force. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, 5.4 of coaches of color have a family connection, and 7 head coaches, 6 white, are either the son or father of a former NFL coach. And so here is Bill Belichick, who has a chance, a real chance, of passing Don Shula as the all-time winningest coach, or I should say with the most wins in the history of the NFL. At 328 is what Don Shula has. Bill Belichick is 26 behind. George Halas is second, Kelvin at 318. And I looked at the math. It ain't like it's impossible. 9-7 a couple years, a 10-win season, 110 or 11-win season. All he has to do is go 8 or win 8 or 9 games or something like that in time, and he would have a real shot. Say if he took over the Cowboys or something or whatever, that would be a real possibility. So instead of trying to do that and put your name in the record books, he wants to set his son up, and this is what I look at this deal as. North Carolina, no football history. He's not turning this program around. NIL, talk about being outdated. This is like Fred Flintstone buying a car that travels with wheels, and he doesn't have to power it with his feet.
Yeah.
I just don't see this as a match. I think this is terrible, and the nepotism drips from this.
A lot to dissect, and you definitely was fired up about some Bill Belichick, man. I almost had to come over there and give you one of his hoodies. All right, so let's start with this. There is some not weird, but there's a small connection, I'll say, between he and UNC, that his father was a coach there for a couple years back in the 50s. He was a running back coach, so there's some connection, some lineage, if you will, to that. My dad coached here, now I'll coach here, and then maybe my son will coach here now. So we'll have some type of, this is what we do, we coach at UNC. So there's that. What also the nepotism, it's not that when we have these conversations, it's not that this needs to be in a perfect world, but it's the world we live in. So when I talk about it is, it's happening, it's always existed, and I think to your point about talking about African-American coaches and former players and whatnot, that's why with Bron, I'm okay with it. Maybe we need to flex it more. Maybe we need to get our nepotism on if that's what it takes. It's not what you know, it's who you know. So
but they're not the only issue I have with this, and I'm going to push back on this, is you got to take LeBron as the all-time one of the top players. It ain't like every top white coach is getting their son or their cousin in, and that's the difference. We don't have that access. So that's why,
you're right. So
that's why I don't buy into that.
Right, but that's why I'm saying, so when you get like for instance, the NBA now is full of former players' sons, which are going to lead to more connections, right? Whether they become head coaches, whether they become broadcasters like us, whether they become, and then they bring in their friends, their family, their sons, and it starts to happen like that, where you start to be able to populate it with some people.
I don't think we have that same when we get hired a job.
Right,
I don't believe that.
I agree. I don't currently. I agree, but I'm saying the only way to try to change it is to try and change it. That's why LeBron having his whole crew, everybody he grew up with, put you in power over here, Maverick Carter over here, Rich Paul over here. I love it because, again, you're populating with more people, a diverse group of individuals. I'm with that. But keeping it going, this is starting to – if there was any hope, Rob, that amateurism still existed in college football, that there was some little hope. People say it's all about the game and college athletes, not about being pros and money. It's gone. He has literally said in his book of Bible, the book of Bible that they subscribe to, he said, I need players to get played. I need minimum salaries. I need to, like this. Literally, I'm telling you, pay these players this. It's going to be a system of how they're paid, and I want that, and you have to agree to it. And apparently they're going to. It's turning into IMG Sports Academy, where if you're the best high school players in the country, you go to IMG, we'll school it up, yeah, but you're here to become a college athlete and also probably a pro. That's what IMG Academy is. Will Timmy, who's trying his hardest, if he ain't good enough, he ain't coming here. We only want the guys and gals we know we putting up in college, potentially pro. So this is becoming a farm system to the NFL. Now, it'll be interesting to see if players like this. Do players get greedy? Yeah, you guarantee me this money. It ain't enough. It ain't enough. And will this experiment ultimately work? But also, Rob, it made me think, did the NFL not subscribe to the Bill Belichick Bible? Did they say, yeah, we want you to coach, but I don't want you to coach
from the Fox Sports.
Whoa, shout out to Fox Sports. We want you to coach, but we don't want you to have all the power. We don't want you to dictate. Matt Patricia has to come in. Your son has to take over become the coach of once you leave. And I'm wondering if the NFL said, yeah, sure, there's a few teams who won't mind interviewing you and having you position. But like the Atlanta Falcons last year, we heard he wanted everything. And they're like, all right, hold on. Are you doing too much? And I'm wondering if this is a sign.
How's that worked out for the Falcons?
It started off all right, didn't it? Kirk O'Banks was now he is Kirk your cousin,
some
not my
organizations,
cousin.
I'm going to say you go ahead and do that.
Kirk your cousin, not my cousin. Yeah, but I'm thinking the NFL said, hey, here's an opportunity. Here's what we're willing to extend and give you. We're not giving you all control. We're not letting you decide.
But this isn't just about control. I hear you. The reason he took this job is about his kid. Let's just be honest.
But that's part of the control I'm saying also give my kid a son, right? That is control. Meaning you couldn't go to the Falcons or say the Panthers and say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. Oh, and by the way, give my kid this head coach. They're going to be, all right, you're doing too much now. So I think I'm agreeing that's a massive part of this. I want to control everything about the organization, the program, and control its destiny once I leave. And guess what? He got it. And the last point is you talked about winning. Look, if he doesn't beat Don Shula, everybody knows he's the greatest football coach, and specifically NFL. Like, whether he got the record or not, I agree that in a perfect world he gets it.
Don Shula never had a cheating scandal when he was coaching.
Honestly, Rob, you're the only one who cares about that. Like, seriously, nobody cares. Bill Belichick
is that why Robert Kraft's in the Hall of Fame?
I said the coach.
Oh, okay. I'm just asking.
The coach. And he don't want. He's gonna be.
He owns the team.
But we talk about coaches. You just talked about it the other day that this should be a different thing getting in the Hall of Fame. Like it should be the folks who vote on the players, and that's that. Robert Kraft owns a team. he didn't necessarily get down there and coach on a day-to-day. He wasn't
Jerry
Tom Brady.
Jones is in, other owners
And
are
Jerry
in.
Jones
It's
is
not
the owner of owners. I'm not listening.
but there are other owners in. It's not just Jerry Jones.
I hear you in the cheat. It's never going to affect Bill Belichick. It's never going to affect Tom Brady. He just got $250 million to be on TV every day in our face. It's not going to affect he or Bill Belichick. You just got to get over that, my brother. It is not going to. But it'll be interesting to see how long he stays. 3-year deal. Will he do 3 years? I don't know if he's going to commit to that. I don't have it really going past 2 years. But this might change the game as far as ex-coaches in the NFL coming into these programs saying, give me all the power, give me all the money, and I'll turn this thing around. We'll see if that's what this starts to become even more, making college even more professional. Just a pre-professional is what it'll be. All right, Rob, we're talking about Bill Belichick getting this UNC job. I'll let you reiterate your point. Go ahead.
Yeah, he picked nepotism over history, and it's shameful. It really is, because this deal is not about him. It's about his son. And I just think, hey, if you have a kid in coaching, he probably gave him his first opportunity. Let him earn it on his own way. I don't understand people who feel the need to have their kid jump over other people and not earn it their own way. It just feels better. Everything I've ever gotten in my life, I earned. My dad wasn't a talk show host. My dad wasn't a sports writer. My dad wasn't on television,
Right.
And it's fine. And I'm not saying that you can't help your kid along, but this is about nepotism. And nepotism is wrong for all the other people who did it the right way, put in all the hard work and all that. And I feel for those people. Those are the people who are hurt by this.
I just think in a perfect world, you'd be right, but we're not in one, and it's never going to change. Nepotism is a part of life. It's a part of just.
Well, it's not a part of life. Most companies don't even allow it. Most companies, companies don't allow it. And you know why they don't allow it? Because
the owner
they know
gives it to his son,
right.
or the CEO brings his son in, or it literally happens. Just the reason why we have the phrase, it ain't necessarily what you know, but who you know. If dad can put me here, if mom can put me here, grandfather can do that. That's always happening.
We'll fundamentally disagree.
We will, and that's okay.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
Everybody
who's achieved did not get put in a job by their father.
That's not what I said. That's not what I said. I said nepotism has always happened. I didn't say that at all. That didn't happen for me. Let's go to the phone lines, 877-99 on Fox, 877-99 on Fox. We got Steve. What's up, Steve, in New York? Welcome to the Odd Couple.
Hey, how you guys doing? Rob, random question, because I know you're a big food guy. Do you eat seafood?
Oh, yeah, I love seafood. Lobster.
I
could eat lobster every day.
All right. I think that with this, it's obviously nepotism, but Bill Belichick has nothing to lose. I mean, if North Carolina doesn't make the playoff or doesn't do anything, it's a no-brainer. But if Tom Brady, I don't think if Tom Brady did not win the Super Bowl, I think Bill Belichick goes back to the NFL. I think that
I think that's overblown. I really do, because Bill Belichick, he doesn't. This whole idea.
Yeah, appreciate the call, Steve.
Yeah, I don't believe that, because Bill Belichick. You could say whatever you want about Tom Brady and the Super Bowls. If I'm Bill Belichick, I won two Super Bowls as defensive coordinator with the New York Football Giants. And when I won 6 Super Bowls, my defense was top 5 almost every year. I don't have to prove anything else.
All right, let's keep it going. Let's go to Andrew in Oakland. What's up, Andrew?
Hey, what's going on?
The Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up?
Hey, first I just want Rob to know that I'm originally from Queens, New York, so I'm his homeboy. And
What's
I
up?
used to live right across the street from your boy Brian Burwell in St. Louis.
Is that
let's
right?
talk about Bill Belichick. Look, once he started dating that 24-year-old, got that Gen Z experience, you knew he was going to go for the youth movement. Okay, so I ain't mad. Giggity. As far as nepotism goes, in privately held companies, it's very common, Rob. In publicly traded companies, it's against the rules. But in family businesses, nepotism, it just happens.
UNC is not UNC, and this is very public. That's why it's not written in this contract, because they know that they would get in trouble. But we all know, wink, wink, nod, nod. And my only point is that shame on Bill Belichick not to go for the all-time record, come back in the NFL, after 1 year off. And if his son wasn't involved, I doubt he would be interested in UNC. And that's my point. He wouldn't have taken this job without his son being tied to the package.
Yeah, he's just trying to throw him alley-oop. Let's get in one more. Let's go to Vance in Phoenix. Vance, you're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio.
What it do?
What up, Vance?
What up?
Man, look, I hear you, Rob, but nepotism exists in everywhere. All you got to do is look at the people who they have hosting on, like, NFL Fox and all these. These are all former players. And I know guys who were trying to get in the industry that were professional.
Yeah, but they're not related. But they're not related to people. They're not related.
They're related to the sport, though. They're related to the sport.
It's not the same. Let me ask you this question, and I'll let you get to your point.
Sir.
If his son's not attached to this, is this an attractive job for Bill Belichick to go to UNC?
I honestly don't know, because I don't know Bill Belichick personally. And
I don't believe if his kid wasn't involved. I don't.
I'm just saying. I get what you're saying, but it's like we would hope that we would do the same thing for us, because you could do it the right way. Because I had a friend when I was in college, Jim Schwartz, the guy who coached in the NFL, he was our grad assistant, and he said he was going to get to the league. So there are opportunities, but I mean, it just happens, man. It happens.
Yeah, appreciate it. And by the way, there's a whole bunch of people in our business on the mic in front of the camera whose parents were in front of the camera as well. That happens all the time. Let's go.
It doesn't happen all the time. Does it happen? Yes, but it doesn't happen all the time.
I'm saying it happens.
I work with a ton of people, and none of their parents are in the business.
And there's some big-time people in your face on TV every day and on the radio whose parents are, don't make me start listen to people.
Yeah, I'm asking you, Fox Sports Radio, name somebody. Who?
Well, I don't know everybody here. I know Ian Eagle's son is in my face. I know Chris Collinsworth's son is in my face. I know Mike Golick's son was in my face. I mean, we can keep on going down the line. I know what's the Boomer science?
Yeah, but for every one of those guys, and I'm not saying that it doesn't exist, I can name you a ton of other people
right, because
who don't.
There's more people who don't.
And my point is
life.
that it's wrong. I'm not saying that it doesn't exist. I'm saying it's wrong on all levels. And in Bill Belichick's case, it's wrong. It's wrong that the university would agree to it. It's wrong that Bill Belichick.
But why, this is my thing.
It's wrong.
I get what. Okay.
You don't get what I'm saying. You don't understand.
I don't. I do get what you're implying, that in a perfect world it'd be.
It ain't about a perfect world.
Yeah,
it ain't
that's
about
what you're
a perfect
saying,
world.
I'm
not asking for a perfect world.
Rob,
I'm saying I'm putting shame on Bill Belichick.
And you can
I'm putting shame on LeBron James. I'm putting shame on anybody who is going to push their kid ahead of someone else who's put in hard work, dedication. That's all I'm saying.
That's just I don't know any parent who is not going to do. The president said, I ain't pardoning my son. No, I swear, American people, I ain't pardoning my son. Guess what he's doing on his exit? Pardoning his son. If you think people aren't going to do things for their kids, Rob, that is crazy. If I can throw an alley-oop to my child.
You could do whatever you want, but is it right is what I'm trying to say to you. Everybody wants to help people.
To look out for your child.
No, it's not. It's not human nature. And the reason is, and the thing is, that's why in a lot of companies, you can't hire because they know what goes on. They know how you would somebody would benefit.
It's human nature. That's why I have to implement rules to safeguard from that.
It's because it's not right to everybody else involved. That's why.
Why? Because it's human nature. People are going to do that, so I have to safeguard against that. That's literally the point, is I have to do that. Monty, don't be looking at us like that.
No.
All right. We'll get to Monty here. But of course, I was going to tell you we're going to have more nepotism conversation here in just a minute as Bron wants to continue to play with his son, Bronny, maybe win a championship. Right now, Monty, Bolaños.
Rob, I just can't get with you on this one. You said one thing when you were ranting, Rob. You were like, I have earned everything I've worked for, and I believe that. You don't think Bill Belichick has earned the right to make a decision to go coach in whatever school he wants to in college?
But not with the caveat that his son's going to be the next head coach.
And his son, don't they also have like other experience already? Like this isn't the first job the son is getting.
No. He's at Washington right now.
He's at right.
If his son was there, or his son not, the whole story is that his kid is going to
take over, right? When he leaves, right?
That's different between hiring somebody, going through a job process, interviewing other people, and not handing off a job to somebody.
Of course it's
different. That's what I'm talking about.
I guess I don't know. I'm with Kelvin here. It's part of part of life. I mean, I was
It can be a
intrigued.
part of life. It doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it right. That's all I'm saying. And I'm against it on all levels. I'm against people putting their family members ahead of other who have put in hard work.
But how do you
and put in their time?
How can you
That's
say
all
that
I'm
they
saying.
haven't put in hard work? Because
Well,
when
I'm-
you grow up with somebody like that, you're actually getting firsthand experience, probably the best training possibly around.
But no one's saying that you can't on your own, and people do make it. I'm not saying because you have a famous father or mother who's in the business that you can't be in the business. There are people who have worked and gone up the ladder and done what they've needed to do. I don't have any issue
Rod,
with
let me
those
ask you this.
people.
What's the difference? Is it literally blood or is it a friend? Meaning, if I put my friend in position, is that not nepotism? If my
No.
best friend,
No, it's not.
So I'm
No.
saying, so that's
No.
different than
I'm
putting
talking
the person
about
I'm closest to in the
no,
world.
I'm talking about where you
Hold on, make that make
where
sense
you-
though. What's the difference?
What is the
No,
difference?
I'm talking about where you say you hire me and my kid is going to take over.
But
That's
what I'm
nepotism.
saying is
Or
people literally put their friends in position daily.
I've seen it in the NFL, man. I can't be with it because we don't get the same opportunities. So I'm not going to buy into it because it doesn't happen for us on the same level. I'm not.
And that's why
I don't care
I'm
what you
shocked
guys
were mad
say.
when-
I'm
and
not
that's why
buying
I'm
into
shocked
it.
you were mad when LeBron is doing it. It's already a practice
No,
that's been
because
happening
I'm
for
saying
centuries.
I'm not flipping just because he's black. I'm telling you it's wrong. I don't care what color you
Well,
are.
I'm saying
It doesn't matter if LeBron's
you know what?
black.
I love that you were standing on that business. However, this been happening since the beginning of.
That's
begin-
fine.
God
It
was
don't make
my
it
son
right.
Go save the
Don't
earth.
make it right.
God didn't go get it. He said, I'm going to take some applications. Who's going to save the world? Somebody submitted. No, my son, my begotten son, go save the
Okay.
world.
Is that where we going?
It
Okay.
started in the beginning of time.
This could go on for the next hour. In
It was
all
about to.
honesty,
We gotta talk about LeBron and
we
Bronny
do.
now.
You're right.